Game and a look at what's happening at the ballpark. It's time for the Ameren, Illinois pregame show with the voice of your Peoria Chiefs, Mr. Nathan Baliva.
We'll try that one. There we go. That one works. All right, so we're on one today.
It's always the busted one. It's always the busted one that actually works.
I know, and only when you're down here seems to be that way. Anyway, I'm with our manager, Chris Swauger, today on our Ameren, Illinois Chiefs Countdown. How you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Good. I was glad to get you out of the cage. I know you're always busy. This time is busy for you, and you had a busy day today. And how are your legs feeling?
Not great. No, actually, they're pretty good now. I came out and worked with the guys, hit infield through. But around about 11 o'clock, in that 11 to 2 o'clock range, I was hurting pretty good.
Ran the Steamboat Classic, and a ton of people down there, and a chance for you to, I guess, to not only to get your exercise in and do that, but do something out in the community where you guys are part of the community for 6-7 months. So it had to feel good to be part of that too, and see one of the most popular events Peoria has to offer.
Yeah, they did a great job. It was a lot of fun being down there with all the people. The fire department, the police department did a really nice job putting it on. I had a lot of fun up until my second lap around the zoo, I think it was. Yeah, apparently there's like some snipers in the trees or in the exhibits, because I got shot twice in the hamstring and I went down. So around about mile 6, I think I underestimated the humidity a little bit, and it took me out for a good 10 minutes. So I still put up a pretty respectable time, especially for somebody who doesn't run a whole lot. But yeah, I was just sitting there in the grass thinking, if somebody's filming this, they're going to get a nice video to send into is America's Funniest Home Videos, is that still a show?
I think so. And if you would have let us know, we could have had somebody there ahead of time.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, you're all right. I've seen the stuff that you guys do on the field, and enough people fall down on this morning. You don't need any more videos of that.
You run more than I do, so we got that. We got that going for us on the field here. We end the first half tomorrow. Guys get a couple days off, and then we actually play the same Burlington team again next weekend. But a nice time. Most of the guys that are here have been here all year, so it's a good chance for them to take a couple days off and recharge and be ready to go next Thursday when it's a brand new season. Everybody's 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I said at the beginning of the year, like, I think we have a good team here. It hasn't necessarily translated into wins and losses, but I think our guys have seen that they can play at this level. They've seen their competition, and they know what to expect for the 70 games that are going forward. So I think the 3 days off, it's something that's awesome for these guys. They've been grinding it out for 2.5 months, and for them to get 3 days to just clear their head, and for the guys that are going to the All-Star game, they're going to get to go and have some fun and just enjoy themselves for those 3 days, and then get a day off. So it's a nice little break, and then I fully expect our guys to come back ready to roll and ready to do some damage in the second half.
For the guys that haven't done it before, that played either for you in Johnson City last year or played in State College, what kind of advice do you give them if you do talk to them either Sunday before they leave or Thursday when they get back about being ready to go for another 70? Because this right now is what they did last year for the whole season, and they got another 70 to go.
Yeah, well, I really try to stress to them to get away from the game a little bit over these 3 days. A lot of guys, this game kind of chews you up and spits you out over the course of the season, and so you don't get too many opportunities just to get away, maybe spend some time with your family, friends, just get out and away from the ballpark and kind of, get a little bit of a reality check, a reminder of what some of the more important things in life are, and then a lot of times that helps recharge the battery, and then they come back with that renewed enthusiasm, and it's all downhill going into the end of the season.
All-Star game on Tuesday. We had 5 reps. Andrew Kisner got promoted, so now we have 4, and we know those guys will represent the Chiefs, the Cardinals, you, in the greatest possible manner that they can. And what did you give those guys advice as far as going to All-Star games? You've been around those before, both in short season and full season.
Yeah, the biggest thing, just enjoy it. I told him, I was like, this is going to be back. It's going to be like when you were playing in Little League and in high school when, this game was a lot of fun. Sometimes that gets lost in high school, college, and then in the pro game, because it's such a grind and such an emphasis based on performance. And it's an interesting concept playing in all-star games, because you're playing with guys that you're competing against the majority of the time, especially like within the division. And these guys go at each other pretty hard. And so now they're going to share a dugout, they're going to share a locker room, and it's kind of like they're playing with house money. Like everything's gravy, on top or an icing on the cake, because like you're there and you're getting to enjoy the game, in a sense where it doesn't really matter what you do. And ideally you'd like to be able to play the game that way every single day, where you don't really care about the results. It's all process oriented. So it's a nice taste and a nice refresher for them to like just enjoy the game of baseball for a couple days and enjoy the atmosphere and the fun that goes along with it.
Last week when we were here, we had Kolten Wong rehabbing from the Cardinals, and I'm going to guess that's the first time that you've managed a guy that you played with and had that here. I asked some of the guys throughout the last week or so what it was like for them. What was it like for you having a major league guy here rehabbing? Is that put a little pressure? Is there any kind of nerves for you trying to know what to do from communication with the Cardinals, and then just having played with Kolten, what was that part like?
No, I mean, you get pretty specific instructions, and you just write them in the lineup and let them go play. It's nice having them here because guys like that can share things, and a lot of times they may be giving the same message that I'm giving, or our coaches are giving, but it's different when it comes from your peers. And he's been around the game for a while. He's obviously a very extremely talented and great player. Especially with our and what he's doing in the big league level right now is he's turning in a really nice season if he can stay healthy. But I mean, I hope we don't get to see him again. There's always a chance. But it is an interesting dynamic for me, though, having played with him and the camaraderie we shared, as teammates. And then you come here and it's just it's interesting. It's different, but not a whole lot changes. You know what I mean? We all have a job to do. He understands his is to go out and perform, and mine is to go out and perform and manage our team. So we're all professionals about it. And after the game, we might go grab something to eat and be friends again. But once we're here, it's business as usual. And I think that's something that he kind of demonstrated to our guys, and they saw that.
The draft was last week, 40 rounds. You were drafted. What was the whole experience like for you? Kind of going through that in college. You were there, so you saw your teammates get drafted a couple of different years, and then you go through that experience. Now that we look back on it a few years later, what kind of memories do you have surrounding the draft?
Well, I almost missed it. We had tracked. I don't know if I was 26th, 28th. I don't know. I was way up there, like triple digits. And it was long. And back then, you could listen to it online, and they had like a radio broadcast, and then like the draft tracker updated right after. And so like it had gotten to the point where like I was like, well, this isn't going to happen. No, because you hear stuff before the draft, like when you're going to go, and scouts will tell you stuff. And then after a while, I was just like, well, forget that. I'm not going to sit inside all day. It's so we go out by the pool, and I just happened to be like walking back in the house, going to the bathroom, and like heard what I thought was my name, and I was like, no, that can't be right. And so I went and checked on the computer, and sure enough, it like popped up, and I like, obviously, like God was watching out for me, because I just, I missed like the last like 5 rounds, and just happened to walk through when my name got called, and of course like ran outside and like did a cannonball and told everybody I got drafted. It was pretty funny. But yeah, it was a cool experience. Got a phone call later that night, letting them know where I was supposed to go, and been in the minor leagues ever since.
Yeah. Then you came here and hit a home run against us for Quad Cities.
Yeah, was it only one?
It was only one.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that. So, but I feel like the amount of home runs that we're hitting as a team now is starting to make up for that.
Sure is making up for it. Tonight we're out there ready to go, and tomorrow one more on the half, Father's Day game to finish up this half. What do you got scheduled for yourself for the 3 days off?
My fiance lives in St. Louis, so I'm going to go up there, visit her. We're going to have a little staycation, and then come right back and get to work.
A couple days off, enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.
You too, Nate. Thanks a lot.
Chris Swauger, thank you very much. Chiefs managers, as we get ready. One more day after this one. 2 o'clock home game tomorrow. We'll have the Chiefs players down here signing autographs at 1 o'clock for that. They'll be down here just about after 1:10 to sign autographs. We'll have the player poster with all of our All-Stars, and the first 1,000 fathers to the gates tomorrow get a dry fit t-shirt. We've got post-game fireworks tonight. We've got a pitch in for charity as well. Go buy tennis balls, raise money for the Central Illinois Agency of Aging tonight. We've also got the Jason Gray post-game concert. Thanks to WCIC for helping out with that. Sit back, relax, make a lot of noise, cheer on Chris and the Chiefs. We thank you for spending your Saturday with us here at Dozer Park.